Rahim. Good morning to all of my students. Myself, Zubaida, your teacher in economics. Economics is our paper. This paper is known in the name of Indian Economic Development and Statistics for Economics. This paper is having two sections of part. Part A, Indian Economic Development, and Part B, Statistics for Economics. Two part having 40 scores each. Total 80 marks plus 20 as internal or assignment and project. Okay. Our topic today is Unit First, Development Policies and Experience. Development Policies and Experience. In this first chapter is Indian economy on the eve of independence. Eve of independence means before independence, that is before 1947. Indian economy on the eve of independence, and there are two objectives. There are two objectives to become familiar with the state of Indian economy in 1947. Objective of this chapter to become familiar, that is to have an idea about the state of or position of Indian economy in 1947. Second one, understand the factors that led to the underdevelopment and stagnation of Indian economy. That is having a knowledge about the factors or the reason to the underdevelopment and stagnation of Indian economy. This means that India at the time of independence was underdeveloped or not developed, and Indian economy experienced stagnation. Stagnation means Stambhanavastha. India was in a position of underdevelopment or underdeveloped country at the time of independence, and Indian economy experienced stagnation. We want to look into the factors or reasons responsible for underdevelopment and stagnation. They are the objectives of this chapter. Okay, now topics to be covered in this chapter. The topics to be covered. The low level of economic development. Low level of economic development under the colonial rule. Low level of economic development means the level of economic development was not enough at the time of independence or under the colonial rule, or Indian economy experienced a low level of economic development under the British rule or under the colonial rule. That is the first topic. Then we want to speak about the agricultural sector, industrial sector, foreign trade, demographic condition, occupational structure, infrastructure. Agricultural sector. Do you know what is agricultural sector? Otherwise known as primary sector. And second one, industrial sector or secondary sector. Then about the foreign trade. Demographic condition means, demographic means somewhat related with the population. Occupational structure or the distribution of workforce among different sectors of the economy. Occupational structure, തൊഴിൽ സംബന്ധമായ ഘടന. That is distribution or dividing of workers or workforce into primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. And the last one, infrastructure or the support facilities. These are all related with the Indian economy on the eve of independence, not after independence. Okay. These topics to be covered in the first chapter. So let us come to our point. First one, the primary objective of British colonial rule in India was to turn India as a supplier of raw material and as a consumer of finished goods. That is the first point. The primary objective or the main objective or aim of British colonial rule or the objective of Britishers were to make India as a supplier of raw material and a consumer of their finished goods. You look at the picture, you can see that one ship is going from our country, the first picture. Ship is going out of our country or India with a raw material. So India was a supplier of or giver of raw material. So they are taking our raw material to Britain. And look at the second picture. The second picture shows that the ship of finished good is coming to India. This means that at the time of Britishers, India exported or India was a supplier of raw material and a consumer of finished product, or India was a market for selling the finished goods. This was the primary objective of British rule. India was a supplier of raw material, or we are giving our raw material to Britain and we are accepting or importing. We are taking the finished goods. Okay. And now next point, colonialism. Colonialism is an important topic. I think you have an idea about this colonialism. What is colonialism? It refers to a system of political and social relation between two countries. It is a system of political and social relation between two countries, of which one is the ruler and the other is its colony. Which one is the ruler? British is the ruler and the other is its colony. What is the colony? Colony means they are coming under the ruler. India was a colony and Britain was the ruler. So colonialism refers to a system of political and social relation. There will be a political and social relation between this country, but in this relation one is the ruler and the other is its colony. The ruling country not only has political control over the colony, but it also determines the economic policies of the dominated country. The point is that the ruling country, that is in our discussion, Britain, they are having political control over the colony. This means that India was a colony under the British rule. And the economic policy or the political policies of the country or the colony were determined or decided by the ruling country. Or there will be no power to the colony or to India when the Britishers were ruling in India. In case of India, the unequal relationship between the colony and the ruling country result in underdevelopment of India. We have seen at the time of independence, India was a colony under the British rule. That is why the development level or the level of development was very low. That is why India was a underdeveloped country before independence. You look at the picture. The rulers were Britain. Okay. Now, second point, low level of economic development. Before British rule, India was well known for handicrafts industry. That is in the field of cotton, silk, textiles, precious stones, works, etc. You know, have you heard about the Mughal emperors? At the time of Mughal emperors, Handicrafts industries were flourished. Or India was famous for handicrafts industries. That is, India was well known for handicrafts or famous mainly in the cotton and silk. These products enjoyed a worldwide market or international market. Silk and cotton and precious stones were enjoyed a worldwide market because of its reputation of fine quality. Okay, so India was famous for the handicrafts before British rule. Now look what happens to India. Low level of economic development. Even though India was famous for handicrafts industries, with the advent of Britishers to India or coming of Britishers to India, what happened in India? Low level of economic development during British rule. Why level of economic development was very low? That is, during British rule, the economic policies pursued or followed by the colonial government or British government were concerned with the protection and promotion of economic interests of their own country, not with the development of Indian economy. Can you follow me? Why level of economic development was very low under the British rule? This is because the economic policy followed by or accepted by the British government were to protect and promote the economic interests of their own country and not for the development of Indian economy. അവരെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് താല്പര്യങ്ങൾ, അവരെ ഇക്കണോമിക് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് പ്രൊട്ടക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുക, അതിനെ പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ദേ നെവർ ട്രൈഡ് ഫോർ ദി ഡെവലപ്മെൻറ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യൻ ഇക്കോണമി. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൈ വി ക്യാൻ സീ ദാറ്റ് they transforming the country into a supplier of raw material and a consumer of finished product. We have seen this point. India was a supplier of raw material and India was a market for selling their finished product. Okay, that is why the country's growth rate during the first half of the 20th century was less than 2% and growth rate of per capita output was only 0.5%. That is why due to the or because of the economic policies followed by the Britishers, our growth rate or India's growth rate during the first half of the 20th century was less than 2%. Okay. Can you follow? Now next point, estimation of national income during this period. National income, that is colonial. CG represent colonial government. Okay, the colonial government never made sincere attempt to estimate India's national income and per capita income. Can you say what is national income and what is per capita income? National income means the total money value of all the final goods and services produced in a country during a year. National income means income of the nation. That is the total money value of all the final goods and services produced in a country during a year. Okay. Per capita income means income per person. Income per person. Okay. So the calculation of national income and per capita income is an important one as far as the development perspective is concerned, or so as to know the economic performance of a country. We can see the economic performance of a country in terms of national income and per capita income, but there were no estimates. Estimates were not made or efforts were not made to calculate national income or per capita income under the colonial rule or British period. But here the notable point is that some individual attempts were made to calculate national income, not official. Some individual efforts were taken by 5 economists. They are Dadabhai Naoroji, William Digby, Finlaysh Raj, V.K.V. Rao and R.C. Desai. These are individual estimators of national income and per capita income. But there were no official estimates of national income and per capita income. Okay. So this much is about the introduction to chapter first, Indian economy on the eve of independence. Indian economy on the eve of independence. Okay. So listen. So far we have seen about the Indian economy on the eve of independence. And now next point is about the agricultural industrial sector that we can see in the next class. Okay. So our point is that to sum up we can see that is the level of economic development was very low under the British rule of India when India was a colony under the British rule. That is the first point. Level of economic development was very low. What is the reason for the low level of economic development? Because of the economic policies followed by the Britishers. That is the reason. What were the objective? They want to make India as a market for selling the finished product. India was a supplier of raw material, whereas and it was a market for them to sell the finished product. That is why Indian handicrafts were declined. ഇന്ത്യൻ ഹാൻഡിക്രാഫ്റ്റ്സ് വേർഡ് ഡിക്ലൈൻ. നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞു ഇന്ത്യൻ്റെ കരകൗശല വ്യവസായങ്ങളൊക്കെ വളരെ പോപ്പുലറായിരുന്നു ബ്രിട്ടീഷുകാർ വരുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ്. അവർ വന്നതിന് ശേഷം എന്തുണ്ടായി? ആ ഹാൻഡിക്രാഫ്റ്റ്സ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രീസൊക്കെ തകർന്നു. എന്താ കാരണം? ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ക്വൈറ്റ് ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട് ഫോർ ഇന്ത്യ ടു കോമ്പീറ്റ് വിത്ത് ദി ചീപ്പ് ഫിനിഷ്ഡ് ഗുഡ്സ് that the Britishers were imported to India. നമ്മളെ റോ മെറ്റീരിയൽസ് അവരെടുത്തു, അവരെ ഫിനിഷ്ഡ് പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ഇവിടെ വിറ്റയക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു മാർക്കറ്റായിരുന്നു. സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടും പിന്നെന്താ മെഷീൻ മെയ്ഡ് ആർട്ടിക്കിൾ എന്ന് പറയും അവരെ ഫിനിഷ്ഡ് പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ്. ദേ വർ കമ്പാരിറ്റീവ്ലി ചീപ്പ് ടു ദീസ് ഹാൻഡിക്രാഫ്റ്റ്സ്. ഈ ഹാൻഡിക്രാഫ്റ്റ്സിനെ കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ അത് വളരെ ചീപ്പാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ആദായകരമാണ്. എക്സ്പെൻസ് കുറഞ്ഞ പണം കൊടുത്താൽ തന്നെ സാധനങ്ങൾ കിട്ടും അല്ലേ, മെഷീൻ മെയ്ഡ് ആർട്ടിക്കിൾ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൈ this handicrafts industries declined in India. That much is enough. Okay.